Speaking of those jobs numbers, the economy added a robust 119,000 new jobs in September. And one thing to keep in mind, these jobs are going to United States born citizens, not foreigners anymore.
This is the September jobs report. Non-farm payrolls are up a robust 119,000. 119,000 would be the best since April when we were up 158,000. If we look at labor force participation rate, it ticked up. That's a good thing. 62.4 equals where we were in May. You have to go to April of this year when it was 62.6 to find a higher number. If we look at the hours worked, and this is always important, it remains at 34.2. To find a lower number, you're going to January when it was 34.1. We have initial jobless claims. This is for the week of November 15th. As I said, there's weeks missing. We're expecting 227,000, comes in at 220,000. These numbers do not reflect nervousness in the labor market. They've been very well behaved. 220,000 would be the lowest level of claims since mid-July.
So that leaves people speculating, why is XRP crashing? Why is Bitcoin crashing? Why is the S&P 500 crashing? And why is the NASDAQ, and on and on? Now, the interesting thing is here, these are pullbacks. We don't necessarily need to say crashing. People are freaking out because they hold a lot of these things right now. As far as indices, cryptos, and so on, it is very scary if you're holding this portfolio and you didn't sell at the top, because the top was just a couple of days ago, October 6th, when the guy from 4chan predicted that exactly on October 6th, the all-time high for Bitcoin was going to hit. And sure enough, it did. And everyone thought that was fake. It was predicted back in 2023. On December 12th, 2023, he put out the previous all-time high. If that pattern were to continue, all-time high would be on the 6th of October, 2025. People want to believe otherwise, but the simulation will repeat itself. Again, this comes from December 12th, 2023. And if we take a look at Bitcoin and we go back to October 6th, which is literally the last green candle before the down move, that's got a lot of people spooked. Is the bull market over? Well, we are coming into a phenomenal support, and we'll get into the actual charts here in just a couple of minutes. But people are worried. We're getting good jobs numbers, etc. But the reality is the government just opened. So these reports are just getting cranked back up again. The flywheel needs to start moving. The big giant snowball needs to start rolling down the hill, and then we will get some more positive information coming out. But we do have some positive news for XRP, maybe not in the price necessarily. However, Brad Garlinghouse posting the pre-Thanksgiving rush, shall we say, turkey trot for XRP ETFs start now. Congrats to Bitwise Invest on today's launch. Milestone day for XRP community. This morning, the Bitwise XRP ETF began trading on the New York Stock Exchange. With today's launch, investors have a new convenient way to get spot exposure to XRP, the crypto asset looking to disrupt the $250 trillion market of global payments. So with that, as we talked about in the intro, Bitwise launched their XRP ETF with a 0.34% fee. So not super heavy, and that's waived for the first month. It traded over 610,000 XRP, worth $14 million on day one. Analysts predict that inflows from 12 spot ETFs could create a weekly demand of 1.14 billion XRP, potentially consuming the entire public supply within a year if the prices stay stable. That is phenomenal. We could finally see that supply shortage of XRP that everyone's talking about. XRP's trading volume dropped, though, 32% to 4.64 billion, with a 2.97% price decline to $2.11. Now currently sitting at $2. We'll get into that in the markets, marking a 12.21% fall over the past week.